You're on live to GTV Africa, live from Federal High Court in Abuja. The case against Nnamdi Kanu is about to commence, and the lawyers are already in the court due to the emergency sitting that was called for at last night. And you are sure that GTV is always on ground to bring to you happenings right from the court or wherever it's happening. But luckily today we are able to enter the court. The judge is yet to come. The DSS have yet to surface. Nnamdi Kanu is yet to come. But the barristers, the lawyers to Nnamdi Kanu are already in court, and I have privilege. to move closer to one of them, which I like to find out from him. He's going to mention his name. I know I can see you. I can see a lot of you online at the moment, and I'm going to find out from him why, what is expected in the courts today. And I'm very certain that he's going to oblige us. GTV is always on ground to bring to you happenings and what is going on. So in this case, I'd like to move closer to him and find out. Hello, sir. Nice to see you.
How are you?
Your face looks handsome this morning.
Thank you so much.
Sir, why are we here in court today? Why the sudden change of date and time to what we know? Your name, sir?
Thanks so much. My name is Ifeanyi. My name is Ifeanyi. Family cash. So
Okay.
the, of course, you are aware that on 10th of November, this matter came up. The matter didn't kind of go on uh, because of the circumstance or situation that played out on that day. So before it was adjourned to January. So I will feel compelled in circumstance to apply to the court for time abridgment. Because first of all, he's in custody. Two, the party's direction and also the PCJA of the court allows trial of this nation to go on timelessly, kind of day-to-day trial. So I will have to apply to the court to abridge time for the matter to go on because of the demands and requirements of the law, extant laws, which I've just mentioned to you. So the court saw merit in our application and notify the parties in the matter that the matter will be coming up today. So we are here today to go on with the matter. We'll have a number of applications before the court. Prominent or chief among them is an application challenging the jurisdiction of the court to hear the trial, to hear the charge. So on the basis of the fact that there is no offense disclosed in the 7 count amended charge filed against our client. So these are very cardinal, the circumstance. So we hope to take those applications today and make progress from there. So thank you.
Are we likely to see Kano in the court today, or
Expectedly, he should be in court because it was the court that notified us of this hearing. We didn't come here on our own. Court informed us through the conventional platform that we court matter has gone up today. So expectedly, the returning authority and by extension the federal government who are also prosecuting should be in court, and also our client is expected to be in court.
but in case your client is not in court, what happens?
If it's not in court, that may not affect the proceedings of the day because we must proceed. those applications will be hard, but important is in court. As important is in court. So because the trial cannot go on behind him. So, but law allows for applications of this sort to be taken, even when it's not there.
So how do you feel today that there is no much hindrances like the other days that you've been coming to
But
court?
I've been saying this. I've said this time over time. That is not special about this case. What's special about this case that because our client is being persecuted, that's the only thing special about the case. Otherwise, what inform surrounding the court with all forms of security personnel, army, SSS, police, and all whatnot. You move into the court facility, all of us are in court, and we do our case and go. That's all. I don't think that's not it. They just that may be an avenue for them to be wasting the state resources by bringing all these people to the court. These are people that should be somewhere busy, challenging and also confronting the terrorists in the northern state part of the country where they are running havoc on civilians. So they should be there and containing the excesses, not coming to court where people comes to observe a public place where people come to observe proceedings and also uh, their cases. So that's fundamental. So thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. You are on live to GTV Africa, live from the court, and we are sure that GTV will always bring to you happiness in the court. And at this point, you can see what is going on. I met him earlier, but I need to let him be on live. I know you are looking for him, and he needs to tell you.
Okay, you're live.
Yes, I'm on live, and everyone is on there. Comments
Okay.
are coming on.
Okay.
Nigerians are with us from
So,
different
okay,
points
what
of
do you
view.
need to know?
Sir, can you tell us your motive of coming to court today as regards to Nnamdi?
We're here for pre-trial hearing. We have a couple of pending applications. One is an application for abridgment of time to hear this matter quickly. We don't believe it's in the best legal interest of our client to be granting lengthy adjournments in this case because he's in detention. That concerns his liberty. And the second one is that we are challenging the authority of this court, the lawyers call it jurisdiction of this court to try the case based on the circumstances of bringing Kanu back into Nigeria, which is called extraordinary rendition. So we expect those applications to proceed today, and then subject to the jurisdiction of the discretion of the judge, then there could be other pre-trial issues to be sorted out today.
So, if your client doesn't come to court, will you be bothered? Will it affect your job today?
Well, you see, it doesn't lie in our power to bring our client to court. It lies in the power of the government. The sensible thing to do in a case of this nature is to always bring him to court. When you don't bring him to court, of course, it affects everything else. People will start raising questions. Unless you have cogent and reasonable reasons not to bring him to court, then people will begin to query the motive behind not bringing him to court today. So our assumption is that he's going to be brought to court today. And I think maybe the judge might have assumed likewise because there was an occasion when he wasn't brought to court and the judge wasn't happy about it either. So the judge issued clear court orders that he should be brought to court anytime his case is heard. I don't think today is an exception to that order.
But are you happy coming in without molested, without being in that today?
Of course, yes, we didn't see the retinue or the large contingent of armed security that you used to see in the past. There was a lot of free movement. I was the driver that brought me here, one of my co-counsels, was able to drive through and come through the gate and park inside. So what was happening before today didn't happen. And I'm speaking to you from inside the confines of the courtroom. This has never happened before.
That's why GTV is seizing the opportunity to bring it live to
exactly. So you're inside
a lot
court,
of people
and
are talking to you, right?
I think the atmosphere is less hostile as it used to be. Yes.
Your name again?
Aloy Ijmako,
Thank you so much.
Special Counsel to Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra, and proudly so. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sir, I won't just go without finding out from you how you feel without being molested, without being attacked. How do you feel? Your name?
My name is Nnamdi. Well, we feel very happy that we're able to coming to the court freely as it should be. You know, the previous sittings, we had situations where we were searched more than 7 times from the main road up to the door of the courthouse.
Yes.
We were searched more than seven
There's a
times.
lot of shoving.
And so many pushing and heckling. But this time around, we came in happily and proudly as lawyers, and we didn't feel as second-class lawyers. We came in as people who have a stake in the whole process of judicial trials of Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB. So we're happy, and this is the standard we expect. You cannot treat the prosecutors more than you treat the defense counsel. So we are happy today that we're here and that we came in freely, just like the prosecutors also came in freely.
Have you seen any sign of the prosecutors and the men from DSS in the building?
Yes, the prosecutors are there. They are right there. They are all seated. That's Labaran and his entourage. They're all here, but the DSS are secret police, so we don't know whether they are around or not. But at least I've not
In
seen
secrecy.
Yeah, I've not seen people with guns. Scary guns who were scaring us.
It's quite remarkable.
So I think maybe the federal government is repenting. Yes, I think they are repenting now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nnamdi Ejiofor.
On live to GTV Africa, live from the court, and you can see the atmosphere in the court, what is going on, and how people are feeling in the court. Uh, you can see the different set of people in the court. We're in the courtroom, and as soon as the judge is coming in, I'd like to take off and move out. But I will not do that without I will not do without talking to the prosecuting lawyer. If he will oblige to talk to me, I hope he is going to do so. So if he do so, you are going to hear his voice, and if he refuses, you are still going to hear from him. But let's believe that he's going to talk to me, and I will have opportunity of finding out. Sir, no problem. Thank you. Well, from all indications, he's not ready to talk to me. He doesn't like to talk. And that is expected because he's a prosecuting lawyer. He's not expected to say anything. Uh, you are sure that GTV will bring to you happiness anywhere and around the environment where it's happening. Your home life to GTV Africa. As soon as the judge is coming in, we are going to exit the courtroom. But by the time the judge comes around, you'll have opportunity of seeing what is going on. At the moment, it's expected that Lord Nnamdi Kanu will be brought to court. But I want to say, from all things that I know, that it might not likely, it might not possible that Nnamdi Kanu will come to court because things that we normally see from government has not shown, not seen any evidences that Nnamdi Kanu is likely to be brought to the court. At the side here are journalists that are waiting as set. I'm also a journalist, and these are the journalists waiting to see what is likely to happen while the defendant's lawyer, Kanu Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, are already seated. Also, the prosecuting counsel are seated also, and everyone is waiting for the commencement of the case. As soon as notification is given that the judge is coming in, I'm going to exit this place. But at this stage, I'm still in, still using privilege of the opportunity that's provided. It's provided for us before the judge comes in. So as soon as the judge comes in, I take off and move out of the vicinity. You are enjoying this from GTV Africa, always subscribe to our YouTube channel, GTV Africa, GWE space TV space Africa. That is the name on YouTube. And on Facebook is GTV Africa Services on Facebook. And it's expected that you subscribe to like our You are home to GTV Africa live from the court on Facebook. Continue to like our Facebook page. Follow us for other things that are likely to happen. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. GTV Africa grow to the height that is supposed. And with that, we'll have opportunity of bringing more things, more happiness to your doorsteps, to you wherever you are. Your own life to GTV Africa live from the court, where the case of Nnamdi Kanu is about to commence.
I am no longer doing.
I have somebody around here, and I would like to quickly talk to him because it's an opportunity. Hello, sir. Your name? Nice to see you. Today
Yes.
you are not struggling at the gates.
Yes.
You are in your proper dressing,
Yes.
like a lawyer. How do you feel coming to the court today?
Well, let it be that
May I know that you are on live to GTV Africa, and over 2,000 Nigerians and all over the world are on live with you. So can you
let it be that the courtroom is easy today because they have no plan of bringing him to court. Because it's strange knowing what they have done in the last few months and watching Attorney General's recent comments. It looks like they may be up to something. But let me say this clear. The path to peace, like I said, genuine peace, foundation for peace and reconciliation, is unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. Then we can now start talking and addressing those issues. And the reason is very simple. Before this issue started happening, all the issues that he raised that led to all this conflict, if the president has addressed them, there won't be this tension. And back there in the East, there's a lot of tension. And de-escalating this tension starts with bringing him to court, granting him bail, and then commencing the path of peace and reconciliation. That is the only path that we can have peace. And I'm in support of the release, and then for us to go back to address those issues. We must discuss those issues. Unless the president is saying those issues are not important, restructuring, issues of referendum and all those key issues, you need to discuss them and find a common ground on the table. Are you getting me? They are discussing in Scotland, they are discussing in Spain, they are discussing in every part of the world. We must discuss. But this idea of saying that there is no go areas you cannot discuss in a democracy is rubbish. And also, let me say this is also important that I say this. When people say pardon, we're not talking about pardon. We're not even got into conviction, and we're talking about pardon. Under Section 174, subsection 1C, the Attorney General has power to discontinue this trial. All he needs is to find null, and this whole thing goes off. and then we'll have peace, and then find the path to negotiations, and there's peace. It's like he enjoys what is going on. I don't know why.
But if I may ask, are you sure if Nnamdi Kanu is, as he said, that given permission to go, do you think agitations and others will come down?
First of all, not going is increasing tension and more agitation. Letting go will give room for him as the leader of the struggle to talk to the people that are driving the struggle for them to find a middle ground. There must be conversations. The question I'm asking you now, are you happy with the way things are in the country? You know, nobody is happy about the way things is in the country. What about the promise the president made, even with his party, the APC, on restructuring? Where is the report? My brother, we need to discuss. This is a modern day this civilization that have advanced. You must discuss. Saying that we cannot talk with all that is happening, to me, is blind, and with all the respect, is stupid. We must talk if we are honest, unless you have ulterior motive. And like I said before, not talking means the government is enjoying what is happening. But if they talk, then tension can be reduced, and you start by releasing him. Because you know why I say this? Government talk with Boko Haram. Government even granted amnesty to international murderers and paid them, even feed them with indomie and chicken wings, and they went home and returned back to killing again. They talked with the Niger Delta military. Even this issue is not the same thing with that, but at least you need to talk. It is a must that you must talk to start the process of de-escalating tension, national healing. But you start by granting him down to show that you are ready for genuine reconciliation.
Well, yeah, some people are asking your name again because they're not seeing you in your red cap and other.
I always have my red cap here. It's right here.
Can I see? Can I see?
Of course, you can see
Well,
it.
let him quickly show if he has his red cap. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, now you now know who is talking to you. I know you might not know what's happening.
You can give me a chance.
Thank you so much. Okay. You're on live to GTV Africa, live from the court, and you can see exactly what is happening, and everywhere is set, waiting for the happenings, for what is likely to happen in the court today. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. We are still on until when the judge is about to come in. And so when the judge is coming in, GTV is going to move out, and we are not likely to broadcast again. But for the time being, we are still on. I'm Bemiga Olamikon, and you know that GTV is always on ground to bring to you happenings and what is going on at every time, at any point, and anywhere. Well, you're on live to GTV. I'm sure you'll be wondering who is the man in the red cap. It's the one and only Shore that comes to the court in different modes, just enter the court now, maybe to give support. I don't know, but it's already in court. Your own life to GTV Africa, GTV Africa is always on ground to bring to you updates in and around of what is going on at every point and everywhere.
If you smile, I'll say, oh, like pocket for. They didn't flag this very well. The main man is out. Oh, yeah.
The home live to GTV Africa, live from the Federal High Court, Abuja. And I can see another face here. Do you remember this face? This face. Sometimes ago, when the court was sitting, you know what happens. Maybe I will plead with him to just quickly introduce himself for you to know who he is. Sir, sometimes ago, when the case of Nnamdi came up, you seems to be angry. Are you hungry today? Your name?
Well, my name is Maxwell Opera. I'm an Abuja-based legal practitioner, the human rights activist, and one of the members of the Nnamdi Kanu legal team. So we cannot say that we are happy, because you can only be happy when the things that are supposed to be done are done in the right direction. So we are not, we are happy that we are living, but we are not happy with the system. We are not happy with how everything is going. Of course, you know that this one is not prosecution, this is persecution. So, and you don't expect anybody, any right thinking person, you don't even need to be an evil for you to know that what Nnamdi Kanu is passing is persecution. I know what I'm saying. So what IPU members are passing is persecution. So that is why we are not happy. So but we thank God. We have to follow the
Are
system.
you expecting him in court today?
Of course, this is a criminal matter. You cannot try somebody in absentia. He's supposed to be in court today.
But if he's not, will the court stop? The case stop?
Of course, if he's not, nothing moves, because he must be in the dock. It's a criminal matter. It's not a civil matter. If the accused person is not in court, there will be no trial for that day. He must be in court. So it's in the usual way. They have done it before. You journalists can see they have done it before. When a matter came up, and only for them to say that is because of a logistics problem. So we believe that they will bring him today. And if they do not bring him today, then
So are you expecting that they might claim logistics today, that they are unable to bring him because of logistics?
yes, of course, you can, an excuse, you give your excuse. It is now left for the judge to decide. So we faulted it, because this is a case of public interest. This is a case of an international community are watching. So you don't allow anybody to come here to make unnecessary application. Logistics from DSS's office to Federal High Court here cannot take you 15 minutes. So what is the logistics here? So that is it.
Thank you so much. Your
It's
name again?
Maxwell Opera.
Thank you so much. Live to GTV Africa, live from the court, and the happenings here is what you are seeing. You know that GTV is always on ground to bring to you happenings at all times, anywhere that is happening. Continue to follow us on YouTube. I mean on Facebook. Click following, and like our Facebook page, and on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube for more updates and more information. GTV is spelled GEE space TV space Africa. Just continue to do that now, right now, and do us a favor of share. Continue to click share and let every other person get to know what is happening and be part of the happenings. Like our Facebook page, follow us, and get more insight, more information right from the court and what is going on at the moment. Well, let me quickly seize the opportunity of asking one or two words from him. I know he's not an orator, but he speaks, he talks. You are on live to GTV Africa. May we know you?
Yeah, my name is Omoyele Shore.
Why you got today?
Well, I'm in court to continue to follow up on the case of big brother and friend Nnamdi Kanu, who was extraordinarily rendition recently. I've been in almost all the court appearances since the case is on here. We just want to ensure that he gets justice.
Today you walked in majestically yourself without being attacked by anyone in that without any song of struggle at the entrance. How do you feel?
It doesn't feel any different. Even the times that it was difficult to come to court, we did come, and this is part of the product of the struggle we have been waging at the court entrance. That now they have come to a situation where we assume that they will allow people to observe these court hearings, which they have not allowed in the past. So even if there were soldiers here, I will come. So
From your experience
yes,
as one who appears in court regularly,
yes.
do you think DSS is likely to bring Nnamdi Kanu to
No,
court?
no, 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 they're not.
What
It's
gives
obvious
you
that he will.
assurance that he is not
It's
coming?
obvious that he won't be coming today. It's very obvious. I spent 5 months in DSS detention. I know when they were to bring someone of his caliber to court, they would have. You would have seen the signs all over the place. They like to show force, irresponsible force, because they make a lot of money from bringing him to court. I think they said they spent 500 million naira each time they bring him to court. So maybe this time around they didn't find it necessary to bring him, or maybe money wasn't approved uh, to bring him to court. You don't know, but I don't see any sign that they'll bring him to court today.
Your home live to GTV Africa. GTV Africa always bring to you live happenings from every angle, especially in and around Abuja. And the man in front of the camera, the one is because he's having a red cap on him. If not, you know that it's easily it's sure. It's not in attire of struggle. It's an attire of chief today, and I want to believe that
This
it's
is
going
an
to be.
attire of struggle, and anybody who anybody who dresses in a way that is different from what is used to is dressed for struggle. Every attire in Nigeria is for struggle because you just have to fight for everything here quite seriously. But I also see it as a honor to dress whichever way I want. It's part of my fundamental rights not to be discriminated. If I had my tailor allotted on time, I'd probably be here in that attire of the rising sun
Okay.
because it would be an attire of defiance against those who hate free speech and expression.
Well, thank you so much for your time. See you all the time.
Thank you so much.
You're on live to GTV Africa. At the moment, everyone is set. The courtroom is waiting. Everyone is waiting for the arrival of the judge and possibly the arrival of the Nnamdi Kanu into the court. And whether it's coming or not, I cannot tell, and no one can tell at this point. But we are sure that GTV will bring this to you, and you have opportunity of happenings in and around the court. Where I can see your comments, I can see everyone making different comments. I may not be able to read your comments at this point. I may not be able to respond to majority of the statements made, but I love you. I like you. I like everything you are doing there. Continue to share to your friends, share on your timeline, and make known your name GTV Africa to everyone. Make it known and let it become a household name, and let it be something that is always happening, and you are sure that you're likely to get happiness as it is happening everywhere and around us. With you there, we're happy. With you there following us, we are sure that what we are doing is okay. You can correct us if you notice any mistakes, if you notice any error, let us know. If you want us to do something that is important to you, let us know. Everyone is set in the boat, the lawyer, the journalist, and the family of people that are waiting are also set, waiting for the arrival of the judge. And as soon as the judge comes around, the movement, the hearing will commence, and you'll be part of happiness in the court. When the judge is seated, we are not going to, the courtroom does not expect camera to roll, but as soon as the judge comes around, everything will be waiting for the arrival of judge. I'm not likely to show you where the judge is going to sit so that I'm not going to go against the rules of the court. But I'm sure you are going to be part of happiness in this place because we are going to bring to you bit by bit of happiness in and out. Well, at this point, I must let you know that GTV is going to go offline for the courts section to commence. Where the cameramen are waiting, the cameramen are waiting. I have my friends, my brother, and others that are waiting for to be. These are men that you see behind the cameras. A lot of them are home, and this is the waiting game. This is the venue where the cameramen are likely to be. Where if I have opportunity of asking questions from friends, uh, asking them how they feel coming to the court today without being molested, you are going to hear different words from them. Uh, Hello, my brother. How you doing? Your name?
My name is Benga Omoju.
Okay, nice to see you. How do you feel today as a journalist coming to the court without being molested, without being hindered?
Tupac to see you. I'm feeling good because say nice to see me. You are Tupac to see you.
Okay, I'm feeling better. Thank you so much. Well, mm, from all indication, everyone is waiting. Everyone is expecting what is likely to happen. But I'm sure a good thing is going to happen. Everyone is waiting for what's may likely to happen, whether the judge is coming up or whether the Nnamdi Kanu will be brought down to the court. Ordinarily, case is supposed to have started by 8. 9 is on the dot when the case normally commences. But we are still waiting for the time, believing that in a short while everything will fall in line and things will continue as is expected barristers, the lawyers, the counsels are already in the court. Both counsels are already in court, waiting for the arrival of the judge and waiting for the arrival of uh, Nnamdi Kanu into the courtroom, which will commence at the beginning of the hearing or of the trial or moving of the application or whichever one that is expected to be done today. You're on live to GTV Africa, live from Federal High Court, Abuja. The waiting game continues, and everyone is still calm. If he comes, that is the box where he's going to step into. At this time, ordinarily, the court is supposed to start sitting by 9 o'clock, but this seems to be special because the judge is yet to come around a minute after 9, and also Kanu is yet to be brought down to the court. But the lawyers, the judge, the lawyers, the counsel of both sides, the federal government and that of Nnamdi, are seated, waiting patiently for what is likely to happen, whether the case is going to go on or might be adjourned. I don't want to say that. I don't want to believe that there may be adjournments, but like one of the uh, person that interviewed earlier said that if it's not in court, there may be nothing to do, but if it's in court, the matter will continue. So I want to believe that it will be in court for the matter to continue. As I was made to know that you cannot do this kind of case without having the main person that is concerned in court. Thank you for your words. Thank you for your message. God be with you. Continue to share to others, share on the timeline of others, on your timeline and to others, to your friends, so that you can watch and watch again. Let's take GTV Africa to upper side and let it be number one. Make it number one with your hand. That is the support we want, that we would like from you. Continue to support us. Share, share, share. Make statements, make comments, and let's hear. Let's see. You can send message to us privately if you don't want to make it open. You want us to be at any of happenings to bring to the Nigerians, to bring to the world. Just bring it to our notice, and you are sure that things will be on. We are on live to GTV Africa, live from Abuja, Federal High Court, where the case of Nnamdi Kanu is expected to come up. All the parties are already on ground. The journalists are on ground. Even people that came to watch, observers, are already on ground to observe what is going on. At this point, the court supposed to have started by 9 o'clock, but one cannot tell, or I cannot tell precisely what is keeping us, what we are waiting for. But I know as soon as possible that the case is about to commence, uh, all the cameras are going to be shot, uh, and the judge will commence his job. But notwithstanding, at this point, we still have uh, liberty to bring in camera into the environment because the judge is not on seat. And any moment from now that the judge comes around, that the case is about to commence, uh, you are sure that we're going to go offline. But I'm going to let you know before I go offline so that it will not seem as if you are just being disappointed, cut off without being notified. But GTV Africa is always on ground to bring to you happenings in and around the environment, and whatever that is happening, we are sure that we're going to bring to your notice. Continue to share it, continue to like it, continue to love it. I can see a lot of comments. Ah, yes, I can see your comments. Which name do you want me to call? A lot of names running to thousands, and message is coming in one after the other. I may not be able to read all of them, but certainly I'm going to go through them. I'm going to check your comments. I'm going to see what you ask us to do, what we should correct, and how things should run. Continue to support us by sharing it, share it to others, share it to your friends, share it on your timeline. This is GTV Africa live from the Federal High Court in Abuja. From all indications, the judge is about to come around. The sound of the mic signifying that the judge is coming in. The sign that everything is about to fall in line is coming up. The mic of the judge has been tested, and it's expected that any moment from now he's going to come in and do his job. And our own job will be outside, and any moment from now we'll be off from this side and allow the proceeding to continue. The practice is that no camera rolls when the judge is seated. There is no exception. It's still going to be. We are sure that GTV is going to bring to you the remaining things that happens where the camera was not there. and you're certain of seeing happiness, hear happiness, and know happiness in and around the environment. Uh, you can see the security men are already on ground. Yes. Well, as soon as the judge is stepping in, the environment is going to be. The matter doesn't concern you. Well, those that are finding it difficult to have a seat are expected to step out of the courtroom because the judge doesn't like people standing. The man is doing his job and everyone is doing his job. Well, this is expected in the courts because the judge doesn't like people standing, and the officials, the security in the courts, are expected to make sure that everything is intact in the courtroom. They must make sure that everything is intact in the court. This is this is what is expected, and I'm sure the operatives that are working in the courts are going to make sure that everything is in order because that is their job, and they are ready doing their job. Well, I want to bring to your doorsteps to the point that the judge is coming in, and as soon as the judge is coming in, as I said earlier, we are going to be off, and you are sure that all the happenings will be coming back to you as soon as possible. I still want to remind you that you continue to share it to your timeline. Also, make GTV Africa known to other people that are yet to know it. Let them subscribe, let them like it, and always look out for anything that GTV is going to bring to you. You are sure that GTV will never broadcast any false information. You are sure that GTV will always bring to you authentic information that is certain, that is sure. And that is why we are, that's what we are doing, that is what we pledge to do. We are not going to be part of people that bring fake or lies to you. We bring to you exactly as it is and as it's happening. In a few minutes, the judge will come into the court for the hearing and will be part of what is going on right in the court. Are you here? Where the officer Titus is doing his job by telling people to move, and that is what is expected of him, and that is his job that he's doing. While the journalists are standing at the other side. Officer Titus, how do you feel doing this job? Are you feel happy doing this job? Well, he doesn't want to say a word. Now that the judge is coming in, we need to step out, and I'm going to show you what is happening outside the court. You know the usual thing that happens outside the court, but I'm going to give you privilege of seeing the vicinity of outside the court. So let's go and let's see what is happening outside the court. I'm sure before I return, the judge must have been on his seat to commence the sitting. And in a few minutes, let's go and see what is happening outside the court. Right outside the court here, you see some lawyers. Some were unable to have a seat while the cameramen are standing, and the other journalists that could not find space in the court premises, in the courtroom, are hanging outside, are standing outside, while others. Uh, Today, let's have a look at the happenings at the outside the court premises for you to know exactly how the place looks like. Usually, uh, it's not one that is friendly, but today everywhere seems busy. Everywhere seems uh, good with everyone because the usual security uh, movement is not on. I don't know. Everyone is moving because the crowd in the courtroom is so high because of the security that are not in the court today. Makes it easy for everyone to be in court. Well, I've just walked quickly around to find out what is happening. The court is asking journalists to vacate the seats for some people. In this case, possibility of journalists walking out in protest is going to happen. But let's just wait in a few minutes if that is going to be done. I don't want to predict bad thing, but let's see whether the journalists will walk out of the courtroom as a result of uh, agitation that is going on. From the other hand there, you can see the agitation is going on, the mix. You can see that the agitation is going on in the mix of the journalists there. So whether they agree or they are going to walk out, I don't know. But from look of things, the journalists are not happy the treatment received or being received. So let's see what likely to happen. Where from indications, it's like journalists are walking out. They are walking out from the court. I can see numbers of them walking out from the court, and I'm going to find out from them whether they will walk out or not. Yes, the sound indicates that the judge is coming in. The judge is coming in, and at this point, journalists are not allowed to stay. Or let me say, I'm sorry, not journalists are not allowed. The cameras are not allowed to be on in the court's premises when judge is about to sit. So in this case, if the judge indicates that he's not happy with the way journalists are standing in the courtroom because there is no space for them, then possibility of the journalists in the courtroom to walk out and leave the proceeding as it is. But till the time that the judge comes and tells them that it's not comfortable with the way they are seated, the judge says it's not comfortable with the way they are seated, then the journalists are likely to walk out of the courtroom. And that is what is happening. The journalists are walking out. Some of them are walking out while some of them are still inside. But let's see what will happen. Okay? Majority of the journalists are stepping out. Majority of them are walking out. Where at this point, I've seen some journalists outside, and I'm going to find out from them why are they out. Uh, Hello, your name? Are you a journalist?
Of course.
Why are you out?
Well, we've been inside court since morning. Came here as early as 7 a.m. and we've been waiting. When the judge came in now, just barely a minute ago, she said that she will strictly observe the COVID-19 protocol, that there should be space in between seats. So she asked everyone that doesn't have space in between two seats to exit the courtroom. And most journalists, where we were seated, we don't have, the courtroom is not that big to accommodate everybody. So we just had to step out.
So what does this mean to your job and to every other fellow?
Automatically, it means that so many media organizations will be shut out because we will only have to rely on colleagues to feed us on what is happening inside the courts.
The people that are in the courts, are they supposed legally to be in the courts, or who are they?
Mostly the people I saw inside court, they are lawyers. But the problem is that you will find a situation where from one chamber they will have a retinue of lawyers, filling up all the spaces. something that at least one or two lawyers can come and handle a matter. You see so many lawyers that don't have any direct business with the case going on, occupying the whole seat. So that's the problem. And journalists that are supposed to be the watchdog for the society, journalists that are supposed to feed the country on what is happening, we turn out to be the whipping child in this scenario.
But today that Nnamdi Kanu is not appearing, how do you feel?
Yeah, you will recall that the matter was actually adjourned till January, but they had to abridge the date following an application by the lawyers. Basically, what they are, Kanu's presence is not needed today because what they are coming for is just to hear some interlocutory applications. I got it from one of the lawyers that they're actually going to hear application for abridgment of the time that was earlier fixed by the court. That is the January date, to abridge it. Then also to hear the application challenging the competence of the charge. It's been the argument that the charge on its own is manifestly incompetent, and as such has stripped the court of the jurisdiction to entertain the matter. So they will probably hear the applications today and fix a date for ruling.
When you are on live to GTV Africa, the whole world is with us and listening to you. How do you feel GTV bringing this to you, to the doorsteps of everyone, wherever they are?
Well, it's heartwarming that the journalism profession is the only profession that was expressly mentioned in Section 22 of the 1999 Constitution. And the primary duty of media organizations is to keep the public informed. And this, I think, is what GTV has been doing for a while now, not just bringing information to the doorstep of Nigerians and the global community, but doing it in a timely and accurate manner.
Your name again?
My name is Ikechukwu Nnochiri.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We are now live to GTV Africa, live from the Federal High Court. The sitting is now on. Nnamdi Kanu is certain that he's not coming to court. The judge is on the seat. The barristers, the lawyer, counsels are already with him. And the case is to go on. But unfortunately, the normal decorations of security outfits around is missing, and that is why Nnamdi Kanu is not in the premises, and that gives room for everyone to have opportunity of standing in here, and that makes the camera to be here. Well, I may not be able to keep you for hours that the judge likely to sit, but I'm sure that we will bring to you other informations as soon as the courtroom, as soon as the information is available. I'm sure that we're going to bring to you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything. Continue to share. Like our Facebook page. Send your message. As I promised earlier, I want to go and show you happenings at the outside of the premises for you to see what we are talking about. I want to go and show you what is happening outside. So in a short while, I'm entering the lift to go to the outside and show you happenings outside. In a short while, you are going to see how the outside looks like. Just bear with me in a few minutes. You are going to be, I'm going to be out. I'm just in the lift. And for those that are trying to know how my face looks like, this is me, this is my face. You can see how we do the things. Bimga Olamikon. In a short while, I'll be out there for you to see what is happening, and let's see the environment, how the environment looks like. Ordinarily, when Nnamdi Kanu is coming to court, the environment is tense, the security men are over everywhere. But fortunately today, the place is open. This is the outside, and you don't see any physical security men accompanying Nnamdi Kanu, and that's why you see lawyers entering the court and moving out gently without being stopped, without being harassed, and the environment is calm. Also, let me take you to the gate for you to see how the gate looks like. Uh, the usual one. Last time you remember how the environment looks like, how the movement looks like, the movement of the vehicle, the security everywhere, uh, pushing, bullying, and others that happens. You remember this space. Ordinarily, this is where Kanu is supposed to follow upstairs, but today the place is free. If it's not going to be kept away from people, it's supposed to follow this place out. I mean, in and out. But trust our Nigerian security. They move him to another place and he passes through another route. But today, you have privilege of seeing what is going on in and around the court. The court is free of usual security men. The court is free of the usual crowd. Over hundreds of security are supposed to have been available if Nnamdi Kanu is in the court. Comprises of police, the joint task force generally, the joint task force generally. The gate is left open for me. Ordinarily, this is not the situation when Kanu is in the court and the courtroom. You know how this space looks like, the pushing and the pushing. But I know I'm going to get something for you. I have Nnamdi Kanu supporters standing outside, and I want to believe there are Nnamdi Kanu supporters waiting outside. You know that surely GTV is going to bring to you what is happening. And at this point, I have men, I have supporters that are seated, patiently waiting whether Nnamdi Kanu will be brought down to court. You can see the men that are waiting, believing that it's coming down, but somehow they might be disappointed because it's not likely to be in court. I can see the supporters.
We are always peaceful.
But supporters
We are always peaceful.
waiting.
IPOB one family. We are always peaceful. We are not troublesome.
Why are you here today?
We are here because of our
solidarity.
Yeah, in solidarity with our great leader, Mazen Nnamdi, that will give us freedom. He has come here to give us freedom.
Where he stands is where we stand.
So, yeah, we are here in solidarity, and he should be released unconditionally. And Africa should be respecting people's self-determination. Yes, so Africa should start it, and it will be better for you and your generation, even me and your generation. Injustice is what promotes self-determination. See, oh brother, Africa must start. Africa should start now. In all the whole Africa should start it. Self-determination. Obu a crime. You can't use a democratic gun on your people at our time. We insisted.
At this point that Nnamdi Kanu is not in court, how do you feel?
We are not happy though, but we are very hopeful that justice must prevail. He must be granted that unconditional release and be taken back to Kenya where he was kidnapped from, or back to Britain where he is a national.
Ordinarily, if he's released, he's not likely to be taken down there, but he's going to be released for his people, for you, and others. Yeah. So if it's released,
no problem.
if it's released today, will all the agitation come down or not?
Yes. It will come down to give us a process to referendum.
The agitation, if it's released, what do you think will likely happen? The agitation will continue, the fight?
The agitation will not continue. They will not give us a date for referendum.
When he is released,
that is done in the European country to put hand whether to stay or not.
You know, it doesn't come easily like that.
No,
it takes time.
It's just African mentality. It's just an African mentality. It's just an African mentality.
We have lost more than 6 million people or 7 million people in case of.
Let me tell you something.
Why is it that
Brother, I want to tell you something. Since 1960 till now, do you know after war, Nigerian government have been killing Igbos till today? Do you know the war is still remaining in Igbo land today? It's true.
So what do you think can bring it to that end?
The only thing that can bring it is referendum, just like our leader said. The only thing is not asking Nigerian government to do this, just give us referendum.
But if the leader comes out and asks you to just do wire, I don't know whether I'm correct with that one, and the leader saying wire with agitation and others, are you likely to abide by what he says?
Listen to him because he's our leader.
He's our supreme leader. Where he stands is where we stand.
Anywhere he stands, if he asks us to end the agitation today, we'll end it. I believe before he said it, before he asked us to end the agitation, there must be a
condition he gives to us. We didn't meet it.
There must be a plan B
with it. Thanks for giving us a referendum. What we need is referendum. We will not accept.
There are so many things he said to us.
He may decide because of the torture they are giving him and other press from international world or press or anything.
You know, it's not
compromise the matter. We will not accept it.
But if he
appoint another person that will
if he comes out and he has seen other things that you don't see, and he is telling you that should we do it like this, are you likely to abide by him?
We so much believe in our leader. We so much believe in our leader. So we are strongly behind him. He cannot drop agitation of Biafra.
Because he says
the person I know, the person we know, the person we believe Biafra or not on, can never drop agitation.
In condition,
no matter how much of money they are giving him,
those
they
that
can
have
never
died.
stop agitation.
Those that have died have crossed up to 7 million people in case of this Biafran issue. And we will not accept it. So what we need is absolutely referendum.
And secondly, our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, has come to correct the mistakes of 1914. There was no.
It's all right. At this point, I'm likely to wait and see what happens in the court, and I'll be back to be live with you. But without going, for me to know and for others that are online all over the world to know that you are the one, can you just say the song that you normally sing?
Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another savior.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your hand. Thank you so much. Well, you now know that they are the one, and in a short while, I'm going to be off and come back and listen to. This is GTV Africa. It's on live. You can bring out your phone, type GWE space TV space Africa's ad services to it. That's on Facebook, on YouTube, GTV Africa. Just search for it and you see it and you'll be part of it. You can even watch what is happening in the morning. GWE, that's GWE space TV space Africa space services. Are you on YouTube or okay? This is on YouTube and on Facebook. Are you on Facebook now?
Yes, Facebook.
Okay, 1 minute. Oh, go back. Sorry. Can you do that again? Okay. Yes. Join. Okay, and hold on. This is GTV Africa services. Yes, like. You can see it's live. So give it to others, share it, and you see what is going on. And a short while, I'll be back and we'll be on live again and come back. Let's just see what is happening. I just want our people to know that you are outside, and that's why I come down to let them see what is happening, that you are standing outside, and that the security are not like the usual day that they normally come out. So in a short while,
holy, Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, holy.